Hello everybody, this is Growthy406, and I'm trying some new things out. I've just recently moved, got a new computer, got some new toys, got a new webcam, so I now have two, so I can do some interesting new things, and I'm just kind of easing my way into it, not sure exactly what I want to do. Feeling like some Minecraft, maybe some random off games, something like that. But one thing I did want to definitely highlight and do some creation of some stuff about it was the new Digimon TCG. As you can see here, I've got a booster box of the latest set, Next Adventure, which is BT-07. If you look over here. Um, Basically, I really wanted to highlight this because I am just absolutely in love with this game. I don't have a whole lot of people to play with where I'm at right now. I've got a friend who I play with occasionally, but um, I do think the game is fun, but just overall the quality of the product, the art, which Digimon they've chose, things like that. I'm really impressed with this. I've collected many of the Digimon TCGs growing up, and I definitely think this is a very sweet spot, and I really think this is the best game that they've come up with, and I'm really just excited to highlight it. So we're gonna open this box here. I do want to note that I'm not. Again, I said I don't play a whole lot, so I'm not gonna have your cutting meta uh, critiques and stuff. So I'm mostly gonna go about what the Digimon are, any little blue lore bits or anything I come up with here, um, and how cool the art looks, stuff like that. So that's kind of where we're at with that. So got scissors. Still getting used to this setup, and we're gonna open this up. Just gonna give it a little cut along the edge here. See if I can get some traction. There we go. Don't need much. So I would love to hear your opinion on the game if you've played it down in the comments, or if you were didn't know there was a new Digimon TCG and you're interested, and if you wanted to see me do a little bit more about this, let me know. I am coming at this from a very a collection standpoint, and I've got all the cards and binders here. I'm trying to get an actual complete set of each pack. I'm fairly close to it, minus like the altar cards, some of the promos, some of the more expensive stuff. But I've got at least 2 full sets, and usually a box is enough to get you about everything, which is really enjoying about these. They're a little bit smaller sets and stuff like, say, Magic the Gathering. Magic usually has like around 200, and these are usually closer to 100, and that's something I really like about it. So let's get started. So first thing we're going to see when we open up it is going to be the box toppers. So we should be seeing 2 different ones. We should be seeing some tamers, and we're going to see some altar of the memory boosts. Actually, I think I've got, if I reach in here real quick. So these are the memory boosts that came with some of the more recent starter decks. So there can be different art than these, but these are the same cards that we should be seeing. So let's open her up and see what we get here. Alright, Zoe. I really like Zoe. I don't really like what happened. I'm not a big fan of how they portrayed her character in Digimon Frontier. Digimon Frontier is a very sort of decisive series, from what I understand. But I've always really liked her character design. I think I like the purple. I think it works really well with her character. So glad to see that. All right, so here's our promo. As you can see, you've got the various in-training Digimon here, going around, one for each of the 6 colors here. So one of the memory boosts is in here with this art, and you can see here on the Still working on getting used to this overhead. But yeah, there's 6 memory boosts. You can kind of see a preview of that over there. So let's open her up and see what we get. I'm also glad I got Zoe because I'm thinking about building a yellow hybrid deck. I'll kind of get on what that is when we start seeing some more cards, but that was one of the ones I was looking at, and kind of pivoting from maybe yellow to yellow purple in some of the later sets. Just kind of seeing. I've been keeping up with BT-09, the X record, I believe it's called, with the X antibody Digimon coming out. I've been kind of keeping an eye on that, and I think it'd be neat to have sort of a yellow hybrid with some purple splash going into things like Ordinusmon or Ordinimon, the weird fusion thing from Tri, if you're familiar with that. Okay, let's see what we got. Okay, green memory boost, and just kind of see. That's a nice foiling. It's very subtle. It's mostly just this box right here, if you can kind of see it. I've kind of muted the light here so we don't have a lot of glare on it. But if I just tilt it right, you can see it's mostly just this box here. But it does have Modimon and Tanamon, which are 2 of my favorites from Adventure. So that's cool. If you look over here to the on the right side of the screen, you see a little Excel doc I've put together. This is how I basically keep track of my card collection. So we're gonna go in here real quick, and I'm just gonna mark off. So yeah, let's change our count to 1 on green memory boost and 1 on Zoe. So down here, this is where we're gonna keep track of our alt arts, and then where our main cards are going to be up here. Okay, first pack. So there are, according to this, 112 cards plus 8, which are the Adventure Reboot Megas, with the art with them and their tamers, which we should see a few of these. I think somebody was saying there's like 4 in a box or something. They were originally released as a set in Japan, but they're just coming in as bonuses in the packs here in America. So, and I mentioned it a little bit here, but this is going to see a lot of Digimon Frontier Digimon featured in this. Okay, so first up, Toy Agumon, vanilla creature here. Next we got Pulsemon, who you may recognize if you've been keeping up with the Vital bracelets, which is the new V-Pet. It's a watch. I've got one not within grabbing range, but I do have one. I've never really been a super fan of the V-Bats, but I think this is definitely the best one they've put out in a long time, so that's Pulsemon. What I'm looking for here is I really want 1 of each card. Obviously, there's only 24 packs in here. That means there's going to be 48 rares. We're probably not going to get every card, but we just want to see as least number of duplicates as we can. For the commons and uncommons, I would like to say 4 just so we have playsets of everything, but again, that's probably not going to happen. But that's kind of what I'm aiming for. Okay, Waymon, classic from Adventure. Let me see here. You can play 1 level 3 Digimon from your Digivolution cards. This is another Digimon. Play gets memory cost. Okay. Okay, so cool. So you can. It's sort of like what they do in Yellow, where they cycle your security cards, but instead you're cycling with the Digivolution cards. That's neat. Alright, Waymon. Oh, got Namon here. Namon, you may recognize from if you're familiar with Frontier, as sort of the comic relief character. Very kind of partnered up here with Pokemon. Pretty used to getting the elastic of his pants slapped up against him by Pokemon. Alright, so that's all the way over here. Alright, next is Gigasmon. The beast form of Grumblemon, which we'll probably see here in a bit. I always thought this, the voice actor in the dub was, he talked very much like this, sort of a pinched off voice, and he very silly voice. I always enjoyed that. Alright, next up is Orochimon. I think probably his most famous appearance being from Digimon Tamers as one of the Devas. Or no, he wasn't the Deva, he was just one of the people they met in the digital world with the, where they got him full of milkshake. Because the Americans, we can't handle a small child working at a bar. Okay, so Orochimon. Alright, next up, Saber Leomon. So, would you look at that? They gave us another Leomon with an on-deletion effect. If you're not familiar with Digimon, Leomon dying is one of the biggest running jokes in the series. So every time I see a Leomon with the on-deletion effect, you just go, yeah, they kind of know what they're doing here. Right, Saber Leomon. I definitely want to point this out. I love when, especially with like the megas, you see this a lot, but they're just using the entire frame, even on just these. This is still a common, but it still just looks very cool and powerful. So I really like how they use the card space with these. Okay, next up, Kokomon. A lot of people think that Kokomon is actually Wendigomon because they watch Digimon the movie and they were always referring to just whatever form this Digimon is in as Kokomon. But Kokomon is really the baby form, alongside his counterpart Gummymon, who is the baby form, or the training form of Terriermon. Okay, this is it for our first option card, which, if you're familiar with other card games like Magic, this is going to be like your sorcery. If you're familiar with Yu-Gi-Oh, this is your Magic, your spell card. So this is Mugen, who looks like we have Bonmon on here. Looks like it's a suspend card. Okay, yeah, it suspends, doesn't unsuspend during the next suspend phase. Sort of a very classic effect you see in Blue and Magic the Gathering, but it is in green here. So we're going to put that right here. So if you're wondering how I'm sorting all this, I usually do Digimon across the top, Tamers in the middle, and then options across the bottom. So next up we have Nidhoggmon, which is a newer Digimon from the 2020 reboot, but has become pretty popular. There was a green Nidhoggmon that I know that was like the star of a deck very recently. And then again, love the use of space on this card. You can see how sort of the ruins are breaking out of the side of the frame here, sort of the debris and stuff's popping out as he's coming down. Really like that. Alright, this is our first rare. This is Ancient Megatheriumon. I hope I'm saying that right. So this is going to be the sort of, if you're not familiar with Digimon Frontier Lore, there were the 10 human spirits and the 10 beast spirits that all sort of, the two matching pairs came from sort of these ancient Digimon, and this is going to be the one who matches up with Kumamon and Korikakumon. And our second rare is Takuya Kambara, who is going to be our main character from Digimon Frontier, or one of the pair of main characters if you count Koji, sort of the Matt and Tai dynamic. Very much the Matt and Tai dynamic, and part of the reason I think a lot of people don't like Tamers is because it felt, at least for me, it felt like a lot of the other characters became irrelevant very fast. And these guys just got a lot of love in the series. So, there's that. So, we got a Takuya and Ancient Megatheriumon, however you say it. Pack number 2. As we go through packs, I'll be gabbing a lot less because we'll have seen these cards a little more. But I don't know, I like talking about Digimon. It's very much my thing. Starting off with another Gigasmon. Alright, got another Pulsemon. It's very similar so far to the pack we just opened. Alright, here's Wendigomon. We talked about him a little bit earlier. Very made famous from Digimon the movie, and if you're going from the Japanese version, this is Digimon Adventure 02 Hurricane Touchdown, the Golden Digimentals, I believe. There's probably some extra verbs and things I'm missing in that title, but this is one of Willis's partner Digimon who gets infected by a virus and goes on a bit of a rampage, trying to find Willis, not realizing that he's grown up. And so he's trying to bring people back to being younger so he can recognize Willis again. It's a very, very sad story. But of course, Digimon the movie, we're probably more familiar with him, groaning and swaying to All-Star at the end of the movie. So, takes a little bit away from the original sadness of the series, but Wendigomon's fun, and I like this art where he's just sort of like he's like beating up this Angemon here. You can see he's like broken his rod in half. Very fun art for Wendigomon here. All right, next up, Bulkmon. This is gonna be our champion level for Pulsemon. One of them. There was actually several new Digimon made to spread out the line for Pulsemon. So this is going to be sort of our, I want to say our canon or main evolution for Pulsemon here. So they were all very activity focused. There's like one that's riding the bike and stuff. So Bulkmon's sort of the just sort of general get swole Digimon. All right, next up, Kumamon. This is going to be our human spirit of ice. Sort of Tommy's spirit evolution. If we see a Tommy Tamer come up here, he's basically sort of a commando snowman bear. He's got sort of a rocket launcher that he fires snowballs out of. Kind of a quirky little Digimon. Next up, Bokomon. So we already talked about Namon. This is Bokomon. He's sort of your know-it-all Digimon, very heavily featured in Frontier as that sort of comedy relief duo. Also shows up in the latest series, Digimon Ghost game. Still very much the know-it-all, but a little less comic relief and a little more exposition for his character. But I understand this is a fairly good card in the current decks and stuff, so always nice to see those. Next up, Metal Kabuterimon. I don't like JP very much from Frontier, but I really do enjoy his spirits, Beetlemon and Metal Kabuterimon here. Generally, I'm just a fan of any kind of Kabuterimon, but Metal Kabuterimon I thought was a really neat Digimon, sort of like this tank bug thing. Very neat. And I understand there's like some sort of maybe not with this, but he's going to be our green hybrid Digimon here. Okay, next up. So I haven't really talked about what I want to see here. Obviously, the main two cards I want to see are our secret rares, which are Lucemon. I want to say Fallbound, but I'm not sure that's correct. I'd have to go check exactly what they're calling the form here, but his second form, if you're familiar with Frontier. That and Susanoo-mon, who is a bit of a problem in the meta, and the big reason why we had Mega Digimon Fusion banned recently. If you're familiar with sort of the bans going on. Got a little out of control with that Digimon, but I'd love to see him, especially so I don't have to spend so much money ordering the card. So next up we got another yellow option, which is going to be Electric Rush. It's got Pulsemon on here. Looks like we're getting a little bit active here. Alright, we got another Digi-Egg card. This is Basurimon. This is going to be the Harrismon baby from the mobile app, which is Digimon Rearise, which is actually going to be shutting down pretty soon, unfortunately. I didn't get a chance to get very deep into it, so maybe I'll watch some cutscenes or something online. But I hear it was decent, from what I understand. It's kind of sad to see some of these mobile games go away, especially now that you can't like preserve them very well. Um, Things like Kingdom Hearts Union Cross and went down. Uh, Obviously, it's very gotcha and very pay to win type things that you can argue. But I really wish more companies would release like offline versions of these where you can just enjoy them after they've made their money. But what do I know about running apps? Alright, so next up is Mame-Tyramon, which I want to say that's supposed to be Tyrannomon, but I can't tell you that for 100% from translating from Japanese, but just for the fact in the background you can see like the X-Tyrannomon hanging from a tree back here. I assuming that's supposed to be what that is. And Mamemon are very very popular Digimon family. We see with Mamemon, Big Mamemon, Metal Mamemon, Prince Mamemon, Catch Mamemon, Waza Mamemon in Digimon. So here's just the latest one. Alright, here we go. This is for our first rare of the pack is Strabimon, who is sort of the rookie legendary warrior counterpart for Lobomon. Friend of mine really likes Strabimon. It's one of his favorite Digimon. I actually really like this art. This is really nice. So we got the Lobomon up here in the background, and I know the effect's really nice because it lets you search for hybrids or Susanomon or even the Koji Tamer to evolve from. And then as a heritage effect lets you play Koji for free. And I know there's a Flamemon with the same effect. So as sort of, but instead of going for those, he's going for the Takuya. Our second rare is going to be as blue. Ancient Kazemon. Alright, so that's only a rare, but it is sort of that yellow hybrid strategy, so it's the cards I was looking for sure. And so we talked about the other ancient Digimon. This is going to be Ancient Kazemon, who is going to be our ancient counterpart to Kazemon and Zephyrmon, who we'll probably see a little later on as well. So, Ancient Kazemon. Alright, and that's it for Pack 2. Let's go on to Pack 3. Alright, first up, Korikakumon. These are counterparts to Kumamon as the Beast Spirit. It's a fine Digimon. I don't really have anything good or bad to say about him. Overall, a lot of these non-main character Frontier Digimon just didn't get a lot of love, so that's kind of unfortunate, but that's kind of where we are there. Schwartz Lursatz, which this is Loemon. I can't tell if that's Loemon or the Fusion Evolution, whose name I've forgotten. No, I think this is just Loemon. This is going to be your Dark Spirit attack. Okay, next up, King Waymon. So, something if you're not familiar with Digimon, welcome. I'm glad you watched this video. But one of the things when people ask the inevitable, what's the difference between Digimon and Pokemon is that Digimon Pokemon usually has one very set period, every 2 years or so, where they add new Pokemon. It's like, okay, the new games come out, here's our new Pokemon. We may put a mythic here or there going through, but generally just one time here's the new Pokemon. Digimon just add Digimon all the time with like in like games and comics and all this stuff, and I'm just always running into Digimon I didn't know existed, and this is one of the ones that I didn't know before looking into this King Waymon. So sort of your mega level Waymon. You can see sort of like a cliffside here. He's got stuff growing on top of him. Kind of reminds me of Bismarck. If you've played Final Fantasy XIV's Shadowbringers expansion, this is very reminiscent of Bismarck. Tortomon. Probably most famous appearance being Digimon Adventure 02. One of the cuts, if you've never watched the Japanese dubs of Digimon, you get to see all the jokes that we missed here in the U.S. There was very much a joke about Davis asking Tortomon to wash his hands, which didn't really land as much if you didn't know that the cut part was Davis and Veemon run into Tortomon while he's urinating, and so that piece got cut out of the English dub, which kind of just gives into this weird washing your hands thing a little later on in the episode. But that's where Tortomon kind of shows up popularity-wise in the Digimon canon. All right, we have Monotamon. Most famous appearance here being Digimon Fusion as some of Nene's partners. Ooh, Nene is another character I really love the design of. I always thought she was going to be like very into science because she had that long white coat. I thought it was sort of like a lab coat thing. And then later on, when you get to like Young Hunters, we see her more as a pop star. I'm like, I kind of deviated from what I originally thought we were gonna get with Nene. But I love her like costume gags going through that series. And I think Fusion is one I need to watch back again because I don't remember a whole lot of it. But I remember it being a very different series, and for both good and bad. All right, next up is Boutsmon. Looks like our level 5 Pulsemon line. Sort of a martial arts looking thing with a lightning kick here. Very neat. And we've got a classic here. We got Gomamon. Just standard, having fun. I actually really like the art here. It's very cartoony. I don't want to say like flat, but because there is definitely shading and like some depth to it. But it just looks very simple and clean. I really like it. Nice little Gomamon art there. Okay, we got another ancient one. This is Ancient Volcanomon. Fun fact about Volcanomon. One of the longtime directors of Digimon, actually, it was always his dream to be a voice actor, and they actually gave him the role of Volcanomon in the series, and his sort of nickname was Volcano Oda. So anytime you see a Volcanomon, usually it is voiced by him. So, fun fact about Volcanomon. Volcamon, I think it is also sort of the base one. Alright, so here we have one of our red hybrids, Burning Greymon, who's going to be our Beast Spirit of Fire. I actually had, this is one of the transforming Digimon toys, where you could like take all the armor off and there was just sort of like this like a plastic skeleton underneath, and you could like transform it back from the spirit into the Digimon. It was an odd one. It was very different from the other Digivolving toys. And I think that's the one you could actually like take the armor from the Gunimon one as well and make an Aldamon with, which I don't know if I ever did. I think I only ever had the Burning Green one. Okay, first rare, Betamon. Very sort of a cameo in the original or Digimon Adventure 02 as a partner to a friend of Mimi's. I believe his English name was Michael. It's been a while. But Betamon evolving into the champion form of Seadron. is classically a nemesis of the protagonists, but in this case was a friend. And for our second rare, we have Sistermon CL Awakened. And for those of you that don't know, Sistermon CL is an English-only card. The effect is the same, but if you are in Japan, you get Sistermon Blanc. I've never really understood why that is. Some sort of censoring. What I understand, None with a Gun isn't something they wanted to depict in America, so we get Sistermon CL. I have a friend with a Jessamon deck who may actually be interested in this. Alright, so sort of our precursor to Nidhoggamon, we have Eismon's Scatter Mode, which I understand is another one card that's being limited for getting onto a little too many shenanigans with, I believe, Lilith Loop. So you draw 3 cards, then trash 2 cards in your hand. So sort of your graceful charity type effect. And that's on deletion, so it's probably some sort of weird sacrifice loop. Alright, so this looks like Jet Sulfimon's attack, Ultra Turbulence. So one of your opponent's Digimon and all of your... One of your opponent's Digimon and all of your opponent's security Digimon get minus 3000 DP for the turn. Okay. So this seems like a very aggressive card. So it's like debuffing one of your opponent's Digimon, especially if it's like a block or something, getting that out of the way, and then going straight in for the security. It seems very aggressive. So I bet that's getting quite a bit of play if I had to guess, but I'm not always the best judge of these things. Okay, next up, Triceramon. I think... I'm trying to remember when this first showed up in the anime. I'm pretty sure it was one of the Adventure series, but I can't remember right off the top of my head. It's funny because, like, I feel like I saw this Digimon a lot growing up, but I don't think he made all that many appearances. But I do like this art. It's very sort of Jurassic Park-y. Obviously, he's kind of sort of sitting up in sort of a more cartoonish way, but just him sort of like feeding on the brush there. I really like that art. All right, next up, Loemon, who is our human spirit of darkness. Strange, we didn't actually get the sort of corrupted Digimon forms, Duskmon and Belgramon, if I want to say right. But we got these, which I understand. I know that Arbormon and Pedoldramon were in a different set. We also haven't seen things like Mercurymon or Randomon or Calmarimon or I forget Mercurymon's Beast Spirit. But still got a few of the enemy spirits that we haven't seen in the card game yet, which they may show up in some of the other packs that have been out in Japan that I haven't been paying too much attention to. Okay, got another option card. This is Flame Memory Boost. This is our sort of, I believe, second round of the memory boosts, if I remember right. Memory boosts are cards that introduce this new delay mechanic, where basically you'll cast it and it'll sit on the field, then you can sort of crack it for memory later on. Sort of a neat little thing. It's sort of like an artifact token of some sort if you are familiar with Magic the Gathering. Alright, next up, Antilamon. Antilamon is one of the Devas from Tamers. It was one of the antagonists in Hurricane Touchdown. Digimon we see quite a bit, and I think rightfully so. Antilamon is a very cool Digimon, especially for sort of an ultimate form. Definitely always happy to see an Antilamon. Alright, next up, Daipenmon. This is a strange Digimon. I really only became familiar with this from the Digimon Adventure reboot, where he was sort of the engine to the underwater city. But apparently this is the fusion spirit for Korikakumon and Kumamon. He's a hybrid as well. Kind of a just kind of a weird Digimon. He's like a snow cone machine with popsicles. But there he is. Next, we have a Bukamon, who's our Gomamon baby form here. Having fun in a pool there. It's got a little rainbow going over here. Doru Greymon, the Greymon who is not a Greymon, according to the rules of the card, because of translation issues between the US and Japan. The same thing with Burning Greymon. Had a different name in Japanese, but so now they have to say, hey, this isn't actually a Greymon on some of the cards. You'll see that same thing in Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially with things like Frog the Jam, which was a weird card that only came out in like McDonald's Happy Meals and stuff. So it didn't really make a whole lot of difference. No one really used that for Frog the Jam. But just so you know, you can't. So, interesting thing there. So, alright. So, first rare of the pack, we got another Zoe, just with the regular art. Like I said, always like Zoe's design. And since I'm trying to build yellow hybrid, it's always good to pull one of those. And for our second one, we have Dorugamon. Dorugoramon. So who's going to be our evolution of the Dorogramon we just talked about. We have Tuskmon. Almost said that in a Phantomon voice because that's how he is introduced. Not too much to say about Tuskmon. He's sort of your Dino, one of your Dino Digimon. We got another Metal Kabuterimon. Now we're starting to see some of our repeats here in our commons. We're still missing quite a few though, so let's hopefully fill in some of those holes. Here's a new one. We got Brachiomon, sort of a very Greymon-esque. Obviously, he's got sort of the same color scheme with the blue stripes and everything. And no helmet, sort of like the cranial casing, I suppose. But interesting Digimon. A lot of dinosaur Digimon in this set, I'm noticing. Alright, next up, we have Philmon, who is our champion of Harrismon, again from that mobile game Digimon Re-Rise. Alright, next up is Ghostmon. I've seen a lot of Ghostmons printed. I think it's like his third card or something. Very popular purple rookie. Alright, next up is... I'm gonna say this one. Rahimon? So this is gonna be our Loemon, Saber Loemon fusion evolution here. Kind of just looks like a bit of a buffer Loemon, honestly. Which I guess is sort of the general takeaway from fusion evolutions, if I'm being honest. Alright, next up, Stephelmon. So this is going to be our ultimate form of Philmon we just saw. And again, I didn't play much of Re-Rise, so I can't give you a whole lot of lore on those. But they're there. Okay, so we got the Metal Kabuterimon in this pack, and there we got a Beetlemon, which is our human form versus the beast form there. And we have another Sistermon Ciel Awakened. And for our second rare, we have Emperor Greymon. That's our first super rare. So this is the sort of mega form of the Flames evolutions here. See him there. sort of the one half sort of like 10 of the spirits went to this, the other 10 went to the Beowulfmon, Magna Garurumon. That's who it is. So cool. We got our first super rare in the pack. All right, next pack. Now we're cooking with gas, getting through these a little faster. And I hope you all enjoy. I know this is probably going to turn out to be rather long, but I don't know. I just kind of like going through these. Here's just a more good dinosaur art, just sort of a monochrome one. We see a lot of aggressive monochrome one, especially if you've watched like Digimon Adventure. Lots of aggressive monochrome one. Here he's just like chilling, looking at a butterfly. I love this art. This is great art for a monochrome one. Next up, yes, he's Grumblemon. Grumblemon's voice actor is just constantly the best. And like, he's obviously real goofy, and the voice was very goofy, but he was kind of a threatening villain for the time. He routinely handed the kids their butts very, very often, sort of in that early session. Alright, so we have a Waymon option card here. We have Tidal Wave. Looks like it's a... it kind of has the same effect as Waymon, letting you play cards from the Digivolution stack, which is neat. I think that's sort of a new mechanic they've tried out with Waymon here in this set. Alright, next up is Gigastorm, which if you've watched the Adventure reboot, this is Metal Greymon's sort of new move. If you remember in the original, he had like missiles, and he does in the reboot as well, but now he can also like shoot energy from those sort of chest plate things as well. The upgrade to Metal Greymon, which we also got an Alterius mode, which we saw a lot of upgrades to the Digimon there. Alright, here we have another memory boost. This is a Dino memory boost. You know, I was saying we had a lot of dinosaurs. Well, here's why, probably. So there's our second green memory boost there. We have Daipenmon's attack, Blue Hawaii Death. No, I'm not making that up. Look, there it is. Blue Hawaii Death. Smacking you with some sea salt ice cream here. We've got Pride Memory Boost, which is our black memory boost for this set. Alright, we got another ancient Megatheriumon. I'm probably going to pull like 4 more of these just so they make me keep saying it. And, we have another super rare. We have Magna Garurumon. So we've got both the Ancient Greymon and the Magna Garurumon. Nice, got both sides of that. So now if we could pull a Susanoo-omon, that'd be very nice. Very nice indeed. I actually like... You're not going to be able to see it on the camera, but there's just a little bit of granulation to the foil on this one. It looks really nice. It's almost barely perceptible, but it just kind of gives a little bit of texture. It's very nice. Alright, next pack. Still got several packs to go. They're going a little faster now, but we pulled 2 super rares, so I can't complain about that. Still haven't seen any secrets or altards, which we should see at least 2 if the pull odds are to be correct. We have a Kazemon. First time we're seeing Kazemon, which is Zoe's human spirit, the human spirit of wind. We have, here's a new one. We have Shellmon. It's sort of got a Gomon just, chilling out here. It must be a much more friendly one than the one we see in Adventure, who's always showing off and being mad at people. And here's an uncommon. This is Avenge Kidmon, who I believe there's a different Kidmon who I believe is one of the 3 Musketeers. if you're familiar with that deck. Kind of plays around with color restriction in a neat way. Sort of cowboy gunslinger looking guy. This is where the musketeers comes from in that one. Alright, so we have Rhino Kabuterimon, which is sort of our fusion for Beetlemon and Metal Kabuterimon. We've got another Digi-Egg. We have Koromon. That's a new one. Yeah, this is a green Koromon. I'm wondering if we're going to see Agumon in every color by the time we're done with the card game. I bet it happens. Alright, we've got first rare is JP. Probably one of my least favorite characters in Frontier, but you know, he had some cool evolutions, so I can't blame him for that. And our second rare is Metal Cannon. Drum on there, firing this big metal ball out of his mouth. I got it. That's gotta hurt, right? I mean, just firing a large metal sphere out of you. Can't say that would be the best for you. Got when we got a Gatsumon, we got Pumpkinmon here in the background, kind of ticked off. He's snoring or burping or whatever he's doing here. Assuming that's snoring. Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon. Definitely one of my favorite episodes of the original Digimon Adventure. A very bittersweet episode. I've wanted for Halloween to actually make a little diorama of Pumpkinmon and Gatsumon. I think that'd be neat to do. There's a new option, Thunder Laser. Looks like it's Rhino Kabuterimon option card. Just uncommon, but we've got a Beowulfmon. Going along with the, I like how there's actually the Kendogarurumon in the background, like when we saw the Stravumon earlier, had the Lobomon in the background. Alright, first rare, Sistermon Blanc awakened. So now we've got both Sistermons. And our second rare, is Ancient Beetlemon. So now we've got the full Beetlemon line there. Nice. Like I said, Beetlemon's line is one of my favorites of the spirits. Hope you all enjoy so far. Just sort of a chill card opening. Hopefully there's just, you know, some background noise for you while you're working or commuting or something. Alright, so going back to our Lobomon line, we have Kendogarurumon. Sort of a reference to Koji doing Kendo in Digimon Frontier. I wonder, I haven't looked this up, but I wonder if that's the same in Japanese. Because I kind of figure that's sort of a dubism, but I could be wrong. Got a new option card here. This is a Brave Metal. We got the Dorugoramon. Forgot the full. There's a lot of syllables in there for that one. But he's sort of like breaking Omnimon's sword here. Pretty neat. Alright, here's another one for the Jesmon deck. We have Huckmon. New Huckmon. Looks like it's a searcher for Sistermon for an inherited effect. You can kind of see the Sistermons back there in the background. I wonder if this has... Obviously, Sistermon CL is in this one. I wonder if it's any different in the Japanese version. I'd have to go look at that. Maybe there's like completely new art for the English, maybe. Alright, so speaking of the yellow hybrid deck, as we have been, we have Zephyrmon, who's our base spirit to accompany Kazimon here. So let's mark off of Zephyrmon. Still missing the Jet Sylphimon, which we'll need here coming up. Oh, speak of the devil, there is Jet Sylphimon, who is our fusion for Zephyrmon and Sylphimon. And we've got our first rare, which is Qualialize Blast. Looks like our I'm guessing that's the mega form of Harrismon. I couldn't quite tell from the art. And again, haven't been much into the mobile game, so I can't tell you for sure. But that's what it looks like. And for our other rare, oh, that's nice. Okay, we've got Hercules Kabuterimon. This is those promo arts I was talking about a little earlier with the 8 kids from the Adventure series and their mega level Digimon. So we have the Hercules Kabuterimon here. We have Izzy hanging out over here. These are very nice arts. If I don't pull all these, which I most certainly won't, I'm definitely ordering a set of these. These are very nice. Again, it has that very nice sort of very lightly textured foiling on it. I love the foiling on the Digimon cards. They always look really, really nice. And for you Magic fans, no curls. I can leave these things sitting out for ages. No curl. Very nice. All right. Also, Izzy's like one of my favorites of the Digidestin, so I can't always love pulling a card with Izzy on it. Here's our Eismon proper, so all the little scattered Eismon joining together, making the big one. We've got Dorigumon, who is our champion level of the Alphamon line there. Here's a new one. We have a Deadly Axemon, who's another Digimon I really don't think I have come across. At least that I can remember of. It's probably from Digimon Fusion, seeing that it mentions Bagramon, but I haven't watched Fusion in a while, so if it is in there, I've completely forgotten it. Gives me an excuse to go back, right? Alright, got another egg here. We got Doraemon. Stay away from us, sir. One of the mean looking eggs there. Is another super rare. We've got a Dark Knightmon, who shows up both in Digimon Fusion and the Digimon Adventure reboot. Has a fairly prominent line there. There's that. Still have a few holes, but I think we're getting most of our commons and uncommons out of the way. Which is, basically why I buy the box versus singles. When you're going for a collection, you really want to just have a good spread and save you. If you open some good cards, save you some money in the long run. If you're just getting into the game, I wouldn't recommend this. I would recommend, buying a starter deck or just net decking somebody else's list and just buying the singles for it. But if you're a collector like me, the boxes are usually a good way just to fill in the bulk before you go in and just kind of fill in the holes afterwards. Going for another Zephyrmon. One less I have to buy if I'm trying to put together Yellow Hybrid. I guess I haven't really talked about what Hybrid is, but Hybrid is a mechanic in this game where you can digivolve Digimon from tamers. They'll have to have the hybrid creature typing there, but they just act as though the Digimon, or the tamer, is the Digimon of a level lower, basically, and you can just pay its Digivolution cost to go straight on it. So it's easy to sneak in some Digimon that way. And a lot of the time they also have an effect that maybe searches or does something with the tamer as well. Kind of works with that. Also the beasts, you'll see, have the second evolution bubble there for slide evolution. Alright, we got a new one here. This is a option for Emperor Greymon. This is Fire Drake Strike. Looks like it's a deletion effect for hybrid cards. We've got another Takuya as our first rare and our second rare. Here's a new one. It's another super rare. This is Kazuchimon. Not really familiar with this one. He's sort of a, obviously he's a lightning god type figure here. And I just realized what I'm not getting in these packs, which I'm kind of disappointed with them because I use them in my collection, are the life counters with the card index on them. In my binders I keep my cards in, I use these sort of as separators between them, and just sort of a reference of which cards in which set. We're not getting them in this, which is kind of sad, because I was using those, but I guess that's not something they do anymore. Alright, first rare, we have Chaosdramon. Big machine dinosaur type thing. Kind of got the machine Dramon cannons and stuff there. And our second rare. Alright, we got another Strabimon. Excellent. Kind of wish that was a Flamemon, you know, to go on the other side of the aisle there, but I'll take what I get. Let me know what your favorite art from this set is, because I am very interested, actually, because there's a... Well, what I love about this card game is they did not spare any expense on this art. This is some of the most beautiful Digimon art that has ever been made. It's definitely something that finally... I avoided this game for a long time because I knew it was going to be a money sink, but I definitely love the art on this, and it's definitely something that finally made me buy into it. Alright, here we got some new stuff here. We have another tamer. We have Koichi Kimura, whose worst enemy is stairs. And for our second rare, we got another Zoe. Still missing Tommy and Koji here. And then there's, I believe there's another one who's ex-antibody tamer. Got another new purple option here, Calling from the Darkness. It's got Dracmon here kind of playing a joke here on Yomon. Looks like Immon's in on it there. Another new one, we got an Aldamon, who's our fusion for Burning Greymon and Agunimon. Ooh, here's our first, no, that's an uncommon. That's a level 6 Eosmon from last evolution. You get several Eosmon of different levels. It's got its own little deck around it. This is our first one outside of BT-06, I believe. Yeah, BT-06, because that's the one that had the bonds on the front. Alright, first rare is Dead or Alive, which is our Lucimon option card. And our second rare. Oh, we got another of the adventure, or the, I think it's like a year one memorial cards or something like that. This is Phoenixmon. We've got Sora over here. Very nice. You're not going to be able to see it very well, I think, on this camera, but the foiling, just these little circles that kind of like bubble out. Oh, you kind of see it right there. But very nice foiling. If you get a chance to look at some of these foiled out cards in person, I highly recommend it. They're very beautiful. Here's a new one. We have Starlight Velocity, which looks like our Magnagarurumon option attack. Got a Kaiser Wheelbon. I think this is our first that. Kota Damoto. So this is going to be our black tamer for this set, which is the it's got the X antibody symbol here. I think this is from a manga in Japan that never made it over here to the States, so I'm not really too familiar for this character, but it's definitely X antibody themed. And all right, first rare is a new one. This is Evolution Ancient. Though it is not Ancient Evolution like you think it should be, it's Evolution Ancient. But this is sort of a hybrid enabler, letting you cheat out 10 Warriors cards. And for our second rare, ooh, there we go. This is the option. Susanoo Omon. That's what we want to see, our first secret rare. Excellent. So, yeah, if you look at that, if you're familiar with Digimon, the Digivolution circle here, that's a rainbow. This thing will evolve from anything, and it's a hybrid, so it'll evolve from tamers. Big ol' finisher in a lot of decks. So this is one of the main reasons why Mega Digimon Fusion just recently got banned. Oh, yeah. Oh, and again, it's not going to show up very well on camera here, but the foiling is just sort of a circular spiral line around his fist. Really cool looking. Oh yeah. Glad I opened that. Very glad I opened that. Alright. So, let's mark that down. Alright, so real quick, I'm just going to see what we're missing here. So we're missing Lucemon Chaos Mode, which is our other secret rare. We're missing Koji and Tommy Tamers. We're missing Cherubimon and Ancient Sphinxmon. Cherubimon at super rare, Ancient Sphinxmon at rare. We're missing a Lotmon at rare, Skull Knightmon at rare, Doramon at rare, Ibonmon at super rare, Dinorexmon at rare, Resonmon at super rare, Harrismon at rare, Weregarurumon at super rare, Metal Greymon is super rare, and Flamemon are rare. Okay, so we've got all the commons and uncommons. So that's the main purpose of the box has been fulfilled at this point. So now we're just kind of finishing up with the rares. Got another JP for our first rare, and we have there's that Skull Knightmon we were talking about earlier. Harrismon, who's our rookie from. The rookie sort of main character partner from Digimon Re-Arise. Hedgehog looking dude. Nice. And Rosemon and Mimi. Alright. Excellent, excellent. Good to have another one of these. So that's 3 of the 8 we've pulled. I think the pull rate said we'd get 4, so we might be looking out for 1 more of these. Again, very cool circular foiling. This one. Oh, we got another new one. We got a Lotmon as our first rare there. Definitely good to fill these holes here coming in towards the end. And for our second rare, Flamemon. Excellent. Another one of those ones. Is that alt art? Yeah, that's alt art. That's alt art. Yeah, you can see the foiling real nice on that one. You can see the lightning bolts in the background. It's almost got sort of a lenticular design. It kind of looks like they're striking down. It's kind of weird for a Flamemon, but yeah, that's alt art. Very nice, very nice. Alright. So, probably won't see Lucemon since we just pulled an alt art, but it can happen. So I won't give up hope yet. I think this is our first reel. Oh, hey! There we go. Fixing my mistake. We got a Flamemon. Alright, so now we have the alt art and normal art. There it is, for you to see a little better. And for our second rare, we got a Matte and Metal Garurumon. So there's our 4th on that promo set. So let's look at the foiling here. This one's good. It's not as good as the others, I don't think, but it's just sort of some circles sort of overlapping each other. But it still looks pretty neat, I gotta say. Big fan of these foilings. And I think this is our first rare here. Dino Rexmon, that's a new one. Make sure I get it on. Got a good picture of it there. That's another rare. Looking nice. Alright, that's a hole we needed to fill, so glad we got that done. And for our second rare, I got another, the ancient, mega, what's it, mega however you say it. Got 3 of those. Alright. And Rexmon, ancients, whatever. And I think this is our first rare here. A Doramon. I don't believe we had one of those. Good, good. This is our Alphamon rookie. And our second rare. That's a Weregarurumon, another hold filled. Cool. That's nice art. It's got sort of the flaming eye thing going on. I want to focus on it. Trying to get it to focus a little more on there. Don't think it's going to. I think this should be our first rare. Another JP, of course. That's just my luck, right? I got another JP and ooh, Resinmon. Okay, another new super rare. I'll take that. Just trolling me with the JP first, I guess. He knows I don't like the guys. It's like, alright, here's another JP. Okay, last pack, everybody. Last one. Hold on to your butts. Here we go. What we get here. Still missing Tommy and Koji. Kind of surprised I haven't pulled those yet. Yeah, just got the rares left, so here's what we got. Got another Harrismon. And for our last one, it's another Zoe. Started with and ended with a Zoe. Alright. Yeah, well, I'm trying to build that deck. I can't complain too much. That was my opening. Hope you all enjoyed. So, you know, our big things, we got the 4 adventure promos, we got Susanoo-mon and the alt art Flamemon. So, pretty good, pretty happy with that. Seemed to get to, let's see what we're missing. So we're missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's not bad. So, Metal Greymon is super rare. Evolvemon's super rare, Cherubimon's super rare, Ancient Sphinxmon's the rare, and the 2 rare Tamers were missing, and then the Secret Lucemon. Well, you know, can't win them all, but I think that's pretty good, and probably the Tamers probably won't be that expensive. The rares probably won't be expensive. They may be a little expensive on a couple of the super rares, and the secret rares most likely going to be like $20 or something, maybe more, but yeah. What are you gonna do? It's the secondary market, but I'll keep an eye on those and order those when I can. But that was my opening. Let me know how you enjoyed it. If you opened the box, let me know what you pulled. If you got anything interesting or spicy, if you got the Lucemon, say. And leave a like and a comment and all that good jazz if you want to see more. I'd be more than happy to show off what my collection as it stands right now. I've got a deck if you'd like to see it. It's just a net deck, it's nothing super special. But if you want to see it, let me know. I can dole out the cards and explain it. Yeah, but if you enjoyed this, please just let me know anything else you would like to see. And I'm also trying out some different things. I've got a few ideas wrestling around here, so hopefully sometime in the near future you'll see a little bit more from me. But yeah, that's all I got for you tonight. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Hope if you're interested in Digimon card game, please go check out some of the content creators out there. if you're a Magic player and you're familiar with Tolarian Community College, the professor over there, he's got a great how to play video. There's also a free app on iPhone and Android to teach you how to play. Great place to start there. Yeah, and if you have any questions that I can try to answer in the comments too, if you'd like to put them down there. So yeah, thanks everybody for hanging out with me tonight. Chill open in a box. Yeah, thanks. This is Growthy406, and hope you have a good one.